All right, we should be live on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 All right. We are live on YouTube. How are you all doing today? How's it going? Oh, man. The saga continues. It's not a bad day today in Redwood City, California. The sun is out. It's been around 63 to 65 degrees. It's like about 63 right now. So, not really cold, but not really warm either. I got my jacket on and a light shirt on underneath. And I'm ready to tackle another walk. Another walk with purpose, episode number 662. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? Yeah, I just went live on the fly. I didn't even promote this stream, and people are already here. That's wonderful. That means they've got the subscribe button hit and the bell banged and all notifications selected. Thank you so much for being here, Cynthia. Much love, much appreciation. We got a little more to talk about my small claims case today. Man, some people could be on their deathbed and they just wouldn't give up, right? They just wouldn't surrender, even if they're cornered or even if they're on their deathbed, right? I don't wish harm upon anyone, but some people will take things so far, and even if they know they're wrong, they can't admit guilt because they want to save face in front of their audience. That's just really sad, especially when it involves a grown-ass adult in their mid-50s who should be a lot more mature than that, right? But that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. I'm here to help people, better their lives personally and professionally. And in order to better your life professionally, you first have to better your life personally. You've got to become the best version of yourself that you can be. And it's easier said than done. What's going on, Paul? How you doing? Thank you for your support on this. I know we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but right is right and wrong is wrong, Paul. I think you know that. And I think in this case, Miss T is 100% wrong. And she's just trying to do whatever it takes to save face because she knows she broke the law. She's created fraud. Right? And she's not a good human being. Despite, other things that she may have done in the past or even recently that were good, all the good sinks and goes away when you do something like commit fraud. Intentionally committing fraud because you're desperate for attention on YouTube or you're desperate for attention, period, right? And that's all this boils down to, right? But that's okay. I'm going to be very reasonable again here today. I don't really know the ins and outs of it. I just don't like wasting police officers' time. Well, again, this woman, over the last several years, she's done this to many other people. She's wasted emergency 911 resources. She's made many fraudulent calls. She's filed many frivolous lawsuits. Right? She's bullied and harassed many people on YouTube, off of YouTube, and even on other social media platforms and websites. And everybody knows her backstory. I have a backstory. We all have a backstory. Everybody knows her backstory. Yet there are people out here that are willing to turn a blind eye, turn the cheek to fraud. Why? Because you hate me. This is the thing. The reason why these people are supporting her is because she's coming at me. That's the only reason. And ironically, I think she knows that. And I think that triggers her even more, because if it wasn't for her talking about me and this happening, she wouldn't be getting any attention at all. Right? Not with the attitude she has, and not, you know, in the way that she lives her life. Right? But I have more to talk about the case today. I know her next move. The topic of this stream is Miss T, I know your next move. So here's my final settlement offer one more time. Miss T, I know your next move, so here's my final settlement offer, which is what I'm trying to say. Give me just 1 second. Somebody was just walking by, so I wanted them to get a little bit ahead so I don't interrupt their walk. I figured this was coming. How'd you know that, Queen? How'd you figure this was coming? Queen, you've had moments on YouTube in the past where you got to talk about certain things you really didn't want to talk about. You remember the doctor? Dr. Robert! AKA Trim Hits. AKA Ronaldo Smith Jenkins. AKA Puffacuss Joker. Remember that? I remember him all right. Get out of here, Dr. Robert. You were tricked. I downloaded that stream, Queen, in case that channel ever goes. I can never forget that stream. I was there for 4 hours with you. Like, Dr. Robert, get out of here, Dr. Robert. Trim Hits, Puffacuss Joker, Ronaldo Smith Jenkins. Oh, the days of good old Trim Hits, man. Dr. Robert. Ironically, Dr. Robert is in Florida. The same place. Like, there's always issues in fucking Florida. This is what I don't understand. You got Dr. Robert, Trim Hits, who lives in Florida. You've got Miss T, the one frivolously suing me, lives in Florida. And then even Mr. Legion, well, he used to live in Florida. He now lives in North Carolina, but he's originally from Florida. So, I mean, with no disrespect intended, but man, what's up with Florida? It's like people in Florida don't even understand the law. Hi, Eli. I'm just tuning in. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Paul says the police could have spent that time trying to get the shoplifting problem you have out there. LOL. Well, I get your point, Paul. You know, they're not going to put additional resources on shoplifting. You have to have your own internal security team and security cameras for that. They'll come and arrest someone if you catch them, right? And you want to press charges. But I get what you're saying, Paul. You know, people that waste 911 emergency resources or any type of police or government or court resources, these people are pieces of shit. That's all they are. And they're hurting inside, Paul. They're hurting deep within. Like Miss T is she's trying to find her purpose. And quite honestly, Miss T, I have an idea for you. I'm going to try to help you out here. And I'm going to try to meet you halfway. And I'm going to look to see how reasonable of a person you are, because I have a solution to this here today. Let's see how good of a business owner you are. Because here's the thing. I'm going to give you an opportunity to keep doing what you're doing, but in a different way. So stick around for that. And you might actually like my idea, and people on your end might say, oh, that's actually a pretty good idea that Eli came up with, right? So, before I get to all that, so earlier this morning, I've been listening into Miss T's streams on Rumble. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I will skim through. I will wait for her to finish her lives, because I don't have time to listen to her trying to do the same thing that I do. She's trying to give life coaching tips and stuff. And you know what? More power to you, Miss T. More power to you, but you should be doing that under your own label, not mine. Nothing wrong with you doing what you're doing. And maybe stealing my business initially was just so you can get a good laugh at me, but maybe you actually enjoy doing the life coaching thing. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Just run it under your own label. Burley Lauren, how you doing? Quinn Hill and Casey out, Paul Martin, there is always a smash and grab in California. Yeah, lots of shit happens here in California. You're right. Is the audio good? Can you folks hear me tapping the ball here? Is the audio okay? I'm tapping the ball. It's not breaking up or anything, right? Eli, you shouldn't listen to her. It'll drive you nuts. She's had my name in the title, and I still haven't watched. She wants attention. Well, I don't listen to her for that. I listen to her to see if I can get any clues regarding what she's going to do on our case. That's all. That's all I care about. There's a reason why, and I don't listen to the whole thing, Lauren. I wait for the replay, and I seek through it. I don't have time to listen to 4 or 5 hour drama shit shows anymore. Now, her shows have been an hour lately, which that's cool, I guess, but I don't even have an hour to give to drama or stuff like that, right? But I'll flip through it. Paul says, Queen, I'm surprised Rumble is where conservatives actually can speak. I'll be right back, folks. Give me a second. I mean, everything is rolling smoothly right now. Folks, can you let me know if you can hear me tapping? Can you hear me tapping the furry ball here? Is the audio good? Is it clear from the headset, or is it coming through the onboard? Somebody let me know. Come on, let me know if the audio is good. Hey, TFT, how you doing, brother? Hey, do me a favor, TFT, because I've just been swamped. I will get back to Robert. If you pop on any of Robert's live streams, or you communicate with him in the next few days or so, can you let him know? I'll get back to him ASAP. Maybe even as soon as this weekend or early next week. I've been consumed with the court case, and helping my girlfriend Dawn, and doing my own content. And I had a big show last night, with Dana Adventure AZ channel. Folks, if you missed that show last night, go and check out the replay. I also did another show where I shared my tax documents for the last 9 years of the GNA to prove I owned the GNA. We'll get more into that again in a bit here. It's fine. Okay, we already got that. Queen says, I may not have Rumble, but at least can share videos to President Trump's platform. Well, you don't need to get the app, and you don't even need an account. Just like YouTube, you can just go to rumble.com on any device, and you could watch whatever you want. I don't subscribe to anyone on Rumble or follow anyone. I think it's called following out there. I'll send him a message. Thank you, bro. I'm 16 years sober. Dude, God bless you, TFT Rurik. God bless you and your 16 years of sobriety. Now, do you have an occasional drink every now and then? That's not a problem. There's nothing wrong, even for a recovering alcoholic, in my opinion, to have a beer every now and then, a social beer or a glass of wine. That's actually pretty healthy for you to have a glass of wine, but nope. Well, dude, God bless you even more, man. And never once relapsed, huh? Just 16 years clean, huh? Not interested in it. Dude, good for you, man. Good for you. Whatever makes you happy, man. And that's cool, man. See, I respect someone that sticks to their guns and doesn't fall under peer pressure, you know? I respect that. Mad respect. I can hardly see the screen because the sun's in my eye. But look at that. It seems like it's a little overcast, but there's no rain in the forecast. It's a decent day. Very light traffic on the 101. Paul, if you are truly an addict, you cannot just have one at least to 1,000. Yeah, that's a good point, Paul. Queen says next month it'll be 19 years sober for me. Congratulations, Queen. This is very inspirational. All right, so let's continue here, okay? Let's continue here. Coach J, you're back to botting again. Coach J, you're a big sissy, man. And you know what? That's not a threat. And that's not something you can sue anyone for. My opinion of you, Coach J, is you're a big sissy. You are. You've run off, and you're in hiding. You're in hibernation because you're worried that the illegal activity inciting Miss T to steal my business name in the same ways that you did the same thing to me on my Grip on Live channel back in the days. It's got you scared to the point of where you're running and hiding. You put your channel to hidden and you're nowhere to be found. You pop on a stream on Rumble every now and then and you talk about fitness like you're some fitness expert. And hey, maybe you know the basics of fitness. I mean, so do I. I'm not an expert on fitness. I just know how to lose weight and how to gain weight and all that. I know about calories in, calories out. I know what it takes to lose weight, and I know how to motivate people to do it, but I'm not an expert on it. I'm knowledgeable on it. But besides that, sir, here's the thing. You've run your big mouth for years, right? And now when it really counts, big boy, you're nowhere to be found. Right? You're nowhere to be found. That's all. I'm just stating the facts. I'm not threatening you. I'm not saying anything illegal. All I'm saying is that you're a coward, sir. You're a coward. You're a coward because you should be the one standing by the side of Miss T because you put her into this mess. Right? But see, you had her do this, sir, so it can implicate her, and then you run off and hide like a little girl. Let's see, will you continue staying in hiding, sir? Or will this draw you out? Because I'm curious to hear what you have to say about all this. I am. And, just like The clerk said at the county building in San Mateo, you're allowed to talk to the plaintiff, and the plaintiff's allowed to talk to the defendant and try to settle this out of court. So that's all we're doing. We're talking about everyone involved and trying to settle this and trying to be reasonable and trying to make sense of everything. Coach J-Rom. AZ Prod, how you do? Leave that man alone. He got diapers to change. Yeah, it's true. Straight 16 years, no slip-ups. Wish I could say the same for my smoking habit. That'll stop two one day. Well, best of luck to you on that, bro. Yeah, one day at a time, dude. If there's anything that Don and I can do to motivate you, inspire you, and help you with that, let us know. Any topics you want us to talk about? You're a good man. And I have a lot of respect for you, dude. You're a hard-working family man. And you defy the stereotype, of men. I mean, I know you're not that much younger than me, but yeah, you're like 10 years younger than me. Like, you defy the stereotype of most men your age. I respect that about you, dude. I really do. TFT Rurik. Yeah, Coach Jay, you've got a big Johnson for learning how to bot people to give them artificial numbers on YouTube, which are going to get taken away on the replay anyway. I'm Team Miss T. I'll be your witness. Well, I'll tell you what, you're not welcome here. You can go suck an egg. If you're Team Miss T, you can get the hell out of here. You're not welcome to this party. The facts are the facts. It doesn't matter what we say. The law is the law. The facts are the facts. So let's, Paul says, I can have a drink now and then. Opiates now, that's a different story. Can't be anywhere near them, Richard. Okay. Yeah, I respect that, Paul. Yeah, I don't see, for people that are recovering alcoholics, I don't think there's anything wrong with having an occasional drink, as long as, you've dealt with the withdrawal syndromes by going to your doctor or rehab or a combination of both, right? Nothing wrong with that. Like, there's actually nothing wrong with having a glass of wine every now and then, or a beer every now and then for, a football game like the Super Bowl or something. Nothing wrong with that. But if you can't control it, if it's going to, start you back up again, 1 leads to 2, 2 leads to 4, 4 leads to 8, 8 leads to 16, then that's a problem. But if you got it under control, no problem. You can enjoy life and have, a nice cocktail every now and then. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you can manage it, right? I'm 41 years old, yet I was raised old-fashioned with heavy influence from my grandparents. Yeah, you've told me that before, and that's what I respect about you, TFT Rurik, is that you defy the stereotype of most men your age. Now, I'm not saying that all men my age are responsible and have their shit together. A lot of them are very immature, kind of like Coach J. Coach J is exactly what you don't want to be, right? Coach J is the complete opposite of what any man should ever be. No doubt about it. I used to drink 2 1.75 liter bottles of vodka a day. Oh my God. It is a very dangerous game to play if you are in recovery. No, that makes sense, Paul. That makes sense. Once you recover and you've gone through detox and all that, and you've come off withdrawals and all that, if you can get yourself regulated, having a glass of wine once a week or a couple times a week, not a big deal as long as you can control it once you've gone through the treatment, right? And you've detoxed and you're cured. I never claim to be in recovery. I drink now and then and smoke bud, but I will never pick up an opiate again. No, that's a good thing, Paul. Nothing wrong with a drink. Nothing wrong with smoking ganja. My woman loves ganja. Well, she does it for medicinal purposes. But, she uses it regularly. And it's legal here. We can get it. We have what do you call them? The ganja stores. What do you call them? There's a special word for them, right? Anyway, we have cannabis stores in Redwood City. We have 3 of them. Dispensaries, that's what it is, Queen. Thank you. Dispensaries is what they're called. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. Dispensaries is what they're called. Do you have any in New York? In liberal New York? I'm sure you do. I believe it is legal there too, right, Queen? Yes, we do. Yeah. Yeah, well, look, they should legalize it everywhere because might as well collect tax dollars on it and, use that to better our roads, better our cities, our counties, our states, etc., right? People were doing it anyways, and they're going to do it whether it's legal or not. So why not make it legal and tax it? I like how you pronounce New York. New York. A lot of people think I'm like a New Yorker. I'm not. I'm a Californian. I'm Greek. But some people say I have like a New Yorker type of accent. It's because of the way that I speak. I speak with passion and conviction, Give me a second. I'll be right back. Paul says, Eli, you are a perfect candidate for bud. It would do you wonders, Eli. Well, I've never done it and don't plan on doing it. Paul, I really don't think that ganja would change my personality. Look, Paul, you've known me back in the days where I used to get really super triggered out here on YouTube. And, I'm a lot more chill nowadays. And that's how I've usually always been in the real world. But when I first came out here on YouTube, I had to realize that there are people that intentionally try to trigger you to use you as their content. And once you realize that the more you get triggered, the more people make content off of you for getting triggered, you stop getting triggered. You become stronger, right? Now, let's go back to talking about Miss T. So, Miss T, I know what your next move is. Let's talk about that. So, what is Miss T's next move, right? And how do I know about it? Well, first of all, she kind of, was mentioning on a stream today that she's waiting for something. She's waiting to see about something happening for the GNA before she moves forward with something else, right? And if you're not as invested in this as I am, because obviously she sued me and now I'm countersuing her, right? You probably wouldn't be able to figure it out because you probably haven't been paying as close attention, which is what I'm trying to say, as I have been to it, right? So in the past, like over the last few weeks before Miss T stopped talking about me and Coach J and Miss T stopped talking about me, especially after they both threatened me live on the air, and I've got those streams, all of them, and that's why they're not talking about me, because they know I've got them recorded as a recorded threat. But Miss T was saying, well, now I'm incorporated in Florida. So now I'm going to see if I can sue Eli in Florida and have him come out here. So, Miss T, that's exactly what you're working on. You're trying to sue me in Florida to try to get me to come out there, thinking that I'm not going to show up and then you win by default. See, I know your thought process, and I know the games you play, and I know how much you play the system, how much you abuse the court system, how many frivolous lawsuits and how many frivolous things you do in general, ma'am. And you're a licensed insurance broker in almost 50 states. How in the world are you still licensed when you commit more fraud than I can count on my fingers and toes? It's because nobody's held you accountable, right? So your next move is you're trying to see if you can sue me in Florida because you fraudulently incorporated the GNA, which is my business, not yours, in Florida in addition to California, right? Well, if you go searching the internet, ma'am, and you look at the laws, you have to sue me in California. If you want to sue me again for anything, you have to sue me in California. Number one, because I live in California, you have to sue me here. Unless I step foot in Florida, you cannot sue me there for this situation. Look it up. Try to sue me there. And if it somehow goes through, trust me, I will write to the court and I'll call them up and send information to their portal stating that there's no jurisdiction in Florida for a case in California that involves defrauding myself by replicating my business, right? By registering a business license in my hometown. You see, this whole thing, let's see. But if she's claiming it's her business, then she can file where she is. Yeah, but she didn't base her business in Florida, dude. Her business is based in California. That's what you're not understanding. You see, what she did initially was she copycatted my GNA business and my GNA YouTube channel. Then Coach J told her to file for a business license in Redwood City where I live, so that way they can block me from filing for a business license now. I didn't know I needed a business license. I have every other documentation for my business, but I didn't know I needed a business license for this type of business, right? Like an internet type of business, right? And a networking organization, right? Still doesn't give her the right to go and apply for a business license specifically in Redwood City, the same city where I live in when she lives in Florida. How in the world did she decide to get a business license specifically in Redwood City where I live? And how did she not know about my business name? That's bullshit. This is all horse shit. Okay? So the bottom line is, oh, I understand more now. So she got a business license and now she's saying it's her business. Right. And a business license does not state ownership for a business. Tax documents do. Registered trademark does. Showing use in commerce does. Having domain names does. I've had all that. I have a federal employer identification number since 2014. And I have a California seller's permit since 2016. That dude walked past. That dude walked past you, mugging you. Oh, was he looking at me funny, Paul? It's all good. It's all good, Paul. It is what it is, man. If you and I also have tax records. See, Miss T subpoenaed my tax records. Right? She subpoenaed my tax records, right? So last night I went live on my other channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, and I showed my tax records for the last 9 years from 2014 through 2022. Because this year in 2024 we're filing 2023 taxes. 2022 was the last taxes we filed until we file our taxes for 2023 this year in 2024. Okay. Now I whited out my federal employer identification number, my social security number, and the amount the G&A made. But I will submit the original documents to the court under confidential status. Michael says, well, I would think a business license means you are able to do business in that state with her business she created, but she can't copy someone else's business. You're right. No, and she copied it knowing that it existed, right? So the bottom line is that everything she's done is frivolous. And if she tries to continue to file more frivolous suits, like if she tries to file a suit in Florida, which is what she's trying to do right now, is create as much distress for me as possible, knowing that she doesn't stand a chance in hell, right? And she's trying to save her face from having to admit defeat to her audience. And the bottom line is I'm not even competing with her. I don't care. I'm not in a competition with you, ma'am. But the bottom line is, as far as your audience is concerned, you've led them to believe it's a competition, and if you do the right thing, you feel it would be like surrendering to your audience and admitting defeat. And you just can't live with yourself regarding that, right, ma'am? That's really pathetic for a 55-year-old woman to be going this far, right? Yet you're trying to say you're a better life coach than me. Like, ma'am, ma'am, the way you behave, the laws you break, the bullying that you do, ma'am, you will never be considered a life coach in my eyes. Now, other people, might think differently. What the hell was that? Other people might think differently. That's on them. But a life coach doesn't do what you do, ma'am. A life coach does not have to steal another life coach's business to be relevant as a life coach. They'll create their own thing. Right? So that's what her plan is. Her plan is to try to sue me in Florida to force me to fly across the country. The bottom line is it's not going to happen because there's no jurisdiction for the case there. Her business was established here in California. The only reason why she's even able to do this is because she deliberately filed for a business license in Redwood City where I live to block me. And that's her claim as taking my business. But that doesn't work that way, ma'am. I've got a registered trademark pending. It's going to come back. I used to have one. It was canceled years ago for a clerical error I made. It was just a clerical error. It was nothing wrong. I just forgot to update the paperwork at the 6-year period. And they kept giving me chances, but I didn't get my emails back then. I was so busy. And I've been trying to get it back ever since. There were some issues over the last few years. But now I've reapplied, and I'm in a trademark pending status. And I figured out exactly what I need to do to get it back, and it'll be back by the end of this year. I should have my registered trademark. And she has also said she's going to try to contest it, right? She's going to try to oppose it. Well, it's going to cost her $400 to oppose it, to try to oppose it. And she's going to have to prove that she's been in commerce longer than me, which she can't because I have a federal employer identification number since 2014. I've been filing taxes on the G&A for the last 9 years. Before that, the first few years I was filing it under my social, but the G&A has had a federal employer identification number and has been a sole proprietor. I've been a sole proprietor of it since 2014. It's when we got our tax ID. So I've got all that. And here's the thing. This woman subpoenaed my tax documents because she thinks I don't have them. She subpoenaed them because that would show proof that I actually own the business. So, ma'am, why would you subpoena my tax documents for no reason? The reason why you try to subpoena them is because you thought I didn't have them. And if I didn't come to court with them, then you think that you would automatically take over the GNA. Well, I've got them, ma'am. You know I've got them, and I'm going to show up with them. So what are you going to do now? Right? Go watch that stream on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas last night. I also showed my federal employer identification number and my seller's permit, but I whited out the number because I'm not going to put that out there, but I'm showing that the documents exist. I show the dates. I show my address, my name, everything. So that's what she's trying to do is make my life miserable. She knows she's going to lose. She knows she has no precedence for this case, right? But in the meantime, what she wants to do is try to, run me around like a chicken, try to force me on a plane to spend money I don't have, and time I don't have, and time away from my girlfriend that needs that I'm her caretaker for right now. She's trying to cause more emotional distress, which is exactly what I countersued her for. I countersued her for $10,000 in this current case for business identity theft with the intent of intentional infliction of emotional distress. Business identity theft with the intent of intentional infliction of emotional distress. And that's what you're trying to do, ma'am. You're trying to file all these frivolous suits to cause more emotional distress. That is the truth of the matter. James, I know you were going live at 5 and you're rebroadcasting, so I'm not going to talk with you. I'm not here to entertain your audience. You want to rebroadcast, do that on your own. Please don't come here and use my show as your form of entertainment. Do your own thing, I'll do mine. Thank you. Have a nice day. Anyway. And if you don't, James, honestly, I'm not going to ban you, but I will time you out for 24 hours. I don't have a problem with you, James. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and cater my show to you. I cater my show to my audience, and my stories, not what you need. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. I never said I was going to ban Jamie, Sarah. And can Jamie speak for himself? Do you always have to be there backing him up? Because the man can speak for himself, right? I mean, Sarah, why do you always have to speak on behalf of other people? Why can't they speak for themselves? I'm not going to ban Jamie. That's not what I said. I understand that. I've also seen you having fun at my expense with other postings all over YouTube regarding my case. That's cool, Sarah. We're still at peace. I just want you to know it's like I just can't stand it when things contradict everything, right? It's all good. I'm cool with you, with James. I'm cool with everyone. It's just that, it's like, I'm not going to play both sides of the fence because I'm friends with one group of people and then I'm going to create content on it with another group, right? I actually have not spoken on your case publicly except to say that I thought you guys should have gone on Judge Judy. Well, that's ridiculous, Sarah. And that's making a mockery out of the court system. I'm not here to arbitrate this because Judge Judy is an arbitrator. That shows arbitration. That's not an actual court. They make it appear that way for the entertainment factor, but it's arbitration. I can arbitrate on my own. I don't need to fucking hire an arbitrator or go on some show to be able to create a settlement agreement, right? It's not ridiculous and it's not a mockery. It is a legal arbitration. That's what I said. It's arbitration. Arbitration is legal, Sarah. I know you're in the legal field. I know you know that. I know that too. Arbitration is what you do to try to avoid going to court. The thing is, we're already in a real court. So arbitration is a little too late, don't you think? I mean, this is all backwards, right? This is all just to make a mockery out of myself for YouTube content. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. But we're good, Sarah, and same with Jamie. It's like I'm just saying, look, you guys go talk about me, rebroadcast me, yeah, my blessing. Just don't come here and overtake my show so that way you can have a show to present to your audience. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Feel free to chat about other things, but I'm not gonna cater to your show over there. Nobody's as good as Judge Wapner. That's right, but he's dead now. It's not ridiculous, and it's not. I know. Yeah, I already read that. At least you didn't get banned like me. I had to create a box. What do you mean? You had to create a sock account? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Michael says Judge Judy doesn't allow anyone to speak. Eli can say basically, this woman stole my business, and Judge Judy will say, I don't want to hear, basically, right? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. That show was made more for, television ratings and drama, and I would never do that. It's stupid. I'm not going to. First of all, I will not be made a mockery of. I've fallen for that enough out here on YouTube over the years. But no more. And the whole Judge Judy thing is just a way to try to make more of a mockery out of me. Oh, Eli's going on Judge Judy with Miss T. Oh, this is big YouTube drama news for the YouTube dramasphere for pathetic, miserable, middle-aged adults that need this as their fix of feeling worthy of living. That's how these people are. Like, they live and die drama. Like drama is like their fuel, like gas to a car. And shit, I'm not going to provide their fucking gas. They do nothing for me. They don't even respect me. I get nothing out of it, so why should I give to them, right? Have I been banned again? No. Who said you were banned? Why you like to stir it up, Sarah? You're not banned. You have not been banned. You have not been banned in ages. If you use a block word, it won't let it go through. I have those words to protect people, including you, Sarah. I have banned words to protect your real name and other stuff that you don't want being put out there. So I even care about your safety. Same with Jamie. Same with many other people. I have banned words to protect people. Even you, Jamie, and other people. So, come on now. Okay, all I was trying to ask is, what do you have to gain by not doing arbitration? Wouldn't that be better for both parties? Nope. I'm not interested. Not one bit. So, Tammy can take my settlement agreement. I'm changing it today. I'm going to offer something else right now. In a few minutes here. And she can take this because it's the best deal she's going to get. Or we can go to court on the 18th. I look forward to it. By the way, I heard even GLM, I've been watching your stuff, and I'm not happy with some of the things you've done out here over the years, including flip-flopping, pretending to be my friend and then not. But again, whatever. What's done is done, right? But you posted on your community wall and you tagged me in, GLM, Gabrielle Louise Martinez, not her real name, or God loves me or whatever, right? That you want to show up to the courthouse because you live in what, San Francisco now? So you're right down the street, South San Francisco. That's a hop, skip, and a jump. Sure, GLM, you want to come to the case? That's all good. No problem. No problem. Just as long as you don't play that song in the parking lot, like, I got murder on my mind, I got murder on my mind, I got murder on my mind. Haven't forgotten that, GLM. You were coming off of Highway 101. You see right over there? God damn, can't even switch with the new switcher. There you go. You see right over there? That's the 101. That's the Whipple Avenue exit. You were coming off that exit. You were acting all like fake ghetto and shit, and you were playing the song, I got murder on my mind, I got murder on my mind. The dumb things these people have done over the years, man. And now you want to come to court, that's cool. You know, man, maybe I need to stop taking this shit so seriously myself, man, because, man, these people, man, these people have done the most pathetic shit I've ever seen in my life, man. Satanic music, yeah. Well, the song is on YouTube. Like, I mean, it's a song. I have all those videos downloaded. I've got like 30 terabytes. And I'm about to run out of space on my 10 terabyte hard drive. And I bought a 16 terabyte hard drive, external drive, last year for a really good price. I got it for like $220. It was a really good deal. The Seagate. And they work really well. I use nothing but Seagates. So I've got everything, like every single thing that's ever been done to me. Like, I've got all of that. I can make a documentary about so many people out here on YouTube. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. That's not my purpose. But anyway, so yeah, Miss T, look. You know, honestly, I know you're going to try to sue me in Florida. You have to sue me here. It's out of the jurisdiction. Look it up. I know that's what you were trying to talk about on your stream. You're saying, well, I'm working on something. I hope it goes through. You're hoping that the state of Florida and your county is going to accept the case against me because you want to try to sue me for stealing your business name, right? Which you stole mine. You're going to try to sue me for what you've done to me, not what I've done to you. I've done nothing to you. So here's your settlement offer, ma'am. Here's the settlement offer. It's pretty much the same thing, with the exception of one thing. I'm going to give you a limited amount of time to take the best settlement offer you're going to get from me. This is a one-time offer that expires this Tuesday night at 12:01 a.m. So, Monday night, 11:59, when it turns to 12 midnight, Tuesday, 12:01 Tuesday, deal's off. This is a one-time offer. Here's what it is. Pretty much almost the same thing as yesterday with the exception of one thing. Okay? First of all, you got to drop your frivolous lawsuit against me. You sued me for $2,500 for illegally shutting down your YouTube channel for impersonation or something like that, right? For fraudulently shutting down your YouTube channel for impersonation. You were impersonating me, ma'am. And I didn't take you down. YouTube did. YouTube decided that you were violating their terms of service. I can flag it. Anyone can flag it. That doesn't mean anything, right? You have no right to sue people that you assume flagged you. And all that information is private, ma'am. All you can do is sue YouTube if you think they made a mistake. But instead, you sued me because you thought it would be more comical to sue me, right? And you know all along you've been doing the wrong thing. You just wanted to play this up in a way that would get you attention, right? This is more attention than you've ever had your entire life, huh, man? Huh, that's pretty sad. Pretty sad, right? So, you dropped the case against me. That's one. Number 2, you cease and desist. Using my business name. You shut down your website. You get rid of your LLC, and you're incorporated in California. Get rid of anything you have going on in Florida. Get rid of the business license here in Redwood City. And if you're going to say, well, I can keep it in Florida, it's not, well, you can keep it in Florida for now, man, but when I get my registered trademark and I have nationwide coverage, and I know you're going to try to oppose it, but you're not going to win because I've had my tax ID longer. I've been filing taxes longer. You haven't even filed one tax return for your version, per se, of the GNA that you're trying to steal, right? So you're not going to win that trademark dispute. So once I get that trademark approved, any other state outside of California that you're in, I will take any website, anything down with the registered trademark serial number, with the registration number. And if you keep coming back, then I will sue you for trademark infringement. So just giving you a heads up, might as well take care of this right now because it's not going to look good in the future. And I will get that trademark re-registered because you can pay $400 to oppose it when it gets published for opposition once they approve it later on this year. But they're going to ask for proof. And I have way more proof. You don't have anything. And by you doing that, ma'am, you will be showing the government that you defrauded me. And they might take action against you. So do that at your own risk, ma'am. Keep wasting your money. Or take my offer. Right? So number 1, drop your suit against me. Number 2, get rid of using the GNA in every single way possible. Number 3, agree to a permanent stay-away restraining order that would need to be signed by the judge, where you never talk about me again. I don't talk about you. You don't talk about me. And you move on completely. That's the same, right? So, there you have that. Now, that's what I offered you yesterday. But yesterday, I was also willing to drop the amount in monetary damages from $10,000 that I'm suing you for in court to $5,000. Now, ma'am, for a limited time until this Tuesday at 12:01 a.m. 12:01 a.m. Pacific. That means I'll give you until 3:01 a.m. Eastern your time, ma'am. So you'll have an extra 3 hours until 3:01 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday morning, right? You agree to settle this by then, and I'll completely eliminate the monetary damages. I'll let it go. That means I'm not asking for any money as long as you settle this with the other aspects by this Tuesday at 3:01 a.m. Eastern, 12:01 a.m. Pacific. In order to do that, I'm not going to drop the paperwork because I'm not going to do all that work and then you change your mind and laugh in my face. You're going to have to drop the paperwork. You're going to have to get it notarized. You're going to have to get it approved by the court. You're going to have to handle all this. And as long as you agree to it by this Tuesday, I will give you until the middle of next week to have it all filed and ready to go. That's my final settlement offer. That's the best you're going to get. You don't take that, that's fine. We go to court on March 18th next month, and not only are you facing a $10,000 lawsuit, but you're also facing potential fraud charges. Settling this way, ma'am, we can end it. And jail time. Right, Queen. Queen, you tell me. Is this a fair offer, Queen? You tell me. Is this a fair offer? It's not going to get any better than this. All I'm basically asking you to do is to stop using my business name that you should have never used in the first place and agree to a permanent stay-away order. So that way I don't talk about you, you don't talk about me, we move on. That's all you have to do. and no monetary damages. But this settlement offer expires at 3:01 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, 12:01 a.m. Pacific. And you got to do all the paperwork. You got to get it notarized. You got to file it. You got to do all of it. You got to get it to me. Because I don't trust you. I'm not going to do all this work and stress myself out for you to pretend to agree so I do all the work and then you tell me to shove it up my ass. I'm not going to do that. You got to do all the work. If not, I'll see you in court on March 18th for $10K. And I'll bring my 9 years of tax documents. I'll bring my federal employer identification number. I'll bring my seller's permit. I'll bring my 3 witnesses, one of which has made a video as well. All right? I'll also bring evidence, like I've already submitted, but I'm submitting it again, regarding your former website. I have screenshots. We're going to submit everything. We're going to show the emotional distress. We're going to show the fraudulent 911 call you made, causing more distress and wasting 911 resources. We're going to show a pattern to the judge. Where the judge is going to go, wow, Mr. Melas, how in the world did you keep up with all this? Your Honor, I had no choice. This woman's trying to destroy my life. Why do you think she's trying to do that, Your Honor? Well, Your Honor, I think she's just an unhappy person. That's the truth of the matter, man. All you are is an unhappy, miserable person. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you some coaching advice here. I'm going to give you some business advice, even though you don't think I'm qualified to do that. I don't care. This is a good idea. This could solve everything. Another suggestion for the settlement. I know, honestly, I can tell. Initially, you were doing this as a prank. But now that you're starting to, see how it is to run a networking organization like I have for the last, over 10 years, how fulfilling it feels, right? And how fulfilling helping people feels and coaching them, right? I know you like that, and that's fine. Change your business name and keep doing what you're doing. Keep your website, get rid of the business name, get rid of the logo. Change it to your own name. I have a suggestion. And I think you're going to like this. I think Coach J will like it too. Even though Coach J has run into hibernation. Coach J is hibernating right now because he's scared as hell. Right? Rightfully so, Coach J. But that's okay. Listen up. Here's what I think you should call your business networking organization, man. Okay? You ready for this? Gotta wait a second. Give me 1 second here. I haven't watched the planes for a little bit. Let's make them wonder for a second. All you got to do is change your business networking association to this name. Authentic Networking Association, ANA. You can call it Anna, like Coach J's wife. Authentic Networking Association, ANA. That's all you have to do. Keep the website, but you're going to have to change the domain name to Authentic Networking Association Inc. or whatever you want to call it. You cannot call it Genuine Networking Association Inc. That's causing a trademark issue. Change your business license to Authentic Networking Association. Change your LLC and incorporate it to Authentic Networking Association, ANA. So what if you lose the case on an unforeseen technicality? I'm not going to lose. Who are you? Are you here on behalf of the other side, Marie? Marie, let Marie stay. Don't ban Marie. Marie, Let me ask you something. What is your vested interest? What is your vested interest in this case? Be honest. I'm not going to ban you as long as you're honest. Are you from the other side? Are you friends with Miss T? Are you friends with those drama women? Are you a part of the Legion? Where did you come from, ma'am? I'm waiting for your answer, Marie. She's from Krama. No, she's fine. Let her stay. Not everyone is... Just because people don't have content on their channel doesn't mean that they're not real. So you're from Krama, so you know, like, Granny's watching Jess. You know CJ, Country Joe. You know James, liking Legion. You know all these crazy mofos with their Krama drama. Krama, the mixture of... I was like, when I first heard that phrase a year plus ago, I was like, what the fuck is Krama? And someone goes, it's like a combination of true crime and drama. We call it Krama. Oh, yeah, because when true crime doesn't get enough views, and you got to turn these true crime channels into drama shit show channels to get ratings by trash talking other creators, I mean, that's just pathetic. It's just absolutely pathetic. It's the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. So that's cool. So that's cool. Let her stay. She's fine. And I didn't mean to come off too brash on you, Marie. I've just dealt with a lot of BS on this platform, and I care about the people. And I mean, look, if I lose the case, I'm going to appeal it, and then I can have an attorney. I'm not going to lose an appeal. There's no way I'm going to lose this case twice, but there's no way I could lose it in the first place. I mean, look, you never know, but I've got everything to prove it's my business. Miss T, Tammy, let's just call her that. That's who she is. She subpoenaed my tax records, so now I'm bringing them. She subpoenaed them because she thought I didn't have them, and by not showing up with them, it would show that I'm hiding something. Well, I showed them last night publicly on my other channel. Of course, I whited out the information, like the federal employer identification number, my social, and the amount my business made, but my business name was there, and I'll show the real documents to the judge. I showed my federal employer identification number, where I filed my federal taxes for my business that I've had since 2014. I showed my seller's permit for the state of California for the GNA, for my GNA, that I've had since 2016. Can I unblock JT? I'm not unblocking JT right now. I'm not taking unblock requests. I'm sorry. And I don't, and Sarah, I'm just letting you know, I don't work through third parties. I don't. If someone wants to be unblocked, they can contact me. They can email me and deal with me. I don't work, I'm sorry. No disrespect, Sarah, I don't work through third parties. Thank you, though. So, Marie, how much of this have you heard, and what are your thoughts about it? I mean, be honest. I'm not going to ban you, even if you are on the other side. I want to hear your reasoning. Marie says, but doesn't she have the active business license? This just seems like a situation that could get hit with technicalities. You can't go and file for a business license of a known business. You have to do your due diligence to search and see if anyone else is using that name, because you have generic trademark rights automatically. And I've got my trademark pending. I'm getting my trademark re-registered. It's in a trademark pending status, and it'll be approved later on this year. And once that gets approved, anywhere she tries to run the GNA, I'm going to shut her down and sue her for trademark infringement. A business license does not prove ownership. A business license is something that you get if it's necessary in your city once you've established your business. Okay? She can't establish a business by getting a business license. It has to already be established. How can you get a business license on something that's not established? You understand what I'm saying? Hi, Dahlia. How are you doing? Hi, Coach Eli. Nice to catch you on a live stream. Nice to see you here. What I am thinking is the judge will do whatever is easiest. I think if a business license has been filed, the judge won't want to do all the paperwork to make her change it. No, the judge can order her to do it. The judge can say, you're committing fraud. I'm going to give you 1 week to get this situated. If not, I'll hold you in contempt. That's what the judge can do. I don't think this judge is going to do that. I don't think this case is going to be about business rights. It's about one thing. She sued me for fraudulently shutting down her YouTube channel for impersonation, which she was impersonating my GNA channel since 2015. That's a slam dunk. I'm countersuing her for $10,000 for business identity theft with the intent of intentional infliction of emotional distress. And I have all the proof in the world. So that's going to be a crapshoot. I don't know what the judge, even if the judge orders that in my favor and I win that, I don't know what the judge is going to do. Even if the judge awards me $10K, I don't know if the judge will say, hey, you are creating identity theft. I'm going to give you a week or two to stop, abusing this business name, or you'll be held in contempt. I don't know. That's up to the judge. I can't tell you. And this is small claims. I don't know how far the scope of small claims goes in this. This might have to go into a full-blown civil suit. If it has to go into a full-blown civil suit, that's fine. I'll take it there. But you bet your bottom dollar, I'll be suing for, court fees and attorney's fees as well. And it's not going to I'll find a way to pay for it. That's not a problem. But when I win that case, I'm going to be suing for attorney's fees and all that, and that's going to bankrupt Miss T. She knows that. So why put yourself in a situation risking bankruptcy that you filed many times already, ma'am? That's what I heard, and it's none of my business. I haven't looked into you, but other people have told me you filed bankruptcy multiple times. Why would you want to do that again? Is that what you're going to do if you lose? You're going to file bankruptcy so you don't have to pay me? That's fine. But why would you screw yourself? Why would you put yourself in that position in the first place? Why? Why would anyone put themselves in that position? Is it because you're that lonely and you're that desperate for attention on the internet? Is that all this boils down to? And that's worth losing it all? Risking to lose it all? Wow. Thanks, that's a nice view. Yeah, no problem. She won't get any money from you, but the judge will probably just tell you to make a new name. And file for a business license. Michael, what are you saying? That the judge will tell me that she can keep the GNA and I lose it when I've had it for like the last 13 years? Is that what you're saying, Michael? Because if that's what you're saying, I want to hear you justify that. Be a little more clear with what you're saying there, Michael. Because what it looks like you wrote was that the judge will make me change my long-standing business name so I can file a business license on that new name? No, hell no. I've got a website that's been in commerce for many years. I've got genuinenetworkingassociation.org and .com. Those are my domains no matter what happens. Well, I'm just saying people are lazy. They want to do whatever's easy. Michael, do you understand how the law works? The law does not involve laziness. The law has nothing to do with what's the easiest way to do it or what's lazy and not. The law is the law. Michael, honestly, I don't know what to think, man. You're not. You're probably, maybe you're trolling. I don't know. Maybe you're inexperienced. I don't know. But that's not making any sense, dude. Maybe you're soft trolling. I don't know. But you're just not making any sense, bro. Eli, she's not going to get any money from you. Well, of course she's not going to get any money from me, but she's also not going to get my business name. Not going to happen, Michael. Not going to happen. There's no way. Again, she subpoenaed my tax records and subpoenaed all that, and I have that. She subpoenaed that because she was thinking I didn't have it. And if I were to go to court and didn't bring those documents, then she could say, well, he didn't bring what I subpoenaed, so, he can't prove it's his business. Well, now I'm showing up with them, ma'am. So now are you saying that that's not good enough to prove it's my business anymore? So are you changing your story? Because you subpoenaed those documents, and you're going to have to answer why did you subpoena those documents? How are those documents relevant to the case, Miss T? They're relevant because they show proof of ownership. Settle the case by this Tuesday night. And they won't cost you a thing besides what you've already paid into it to do the frivolous stuff you've done. This is the best offer you're going to get. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to see you go bankrupt. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what your fucking audience thinks about me. Joe Buddy and Nothing But Silicone. All these triggered people that are jealous over whatever they're jealous over. It doesn't matter. That's on them. Joe Buddy, Nothing But Silicone. Drew L. made a video on me today. I don't care what you all think. Right? It doesn't matter. I don't wish any harm upon any of you, including you, Miss T. I don't want to honestly see you have to file bankruptcy and lose everything over a silly game of trying to save your face over this on YouTube. Marie says, if you did lose on the technicality and were ordered to remove all content and reference to GNA, would you defy that order? If I lost, I would keep appealing the case. I would appeal the case over and over again. And you have the right to appeal it as many times as you want. I will keep this thing tied up in court for so long. That's what I'll do. I'm not giving up my business name that I've created. First of all, I'm not going to lose it. But why, Marie? Why are you thinking like the worst case scenario? Why can't you think more positive and say, hey, Eli, sounds like you have a good case. How come you're not saying, Eli, you have all this information, you have all this proof. You've heard all my proof, and instead of you saying, Eli, it kind of sounds like you got a lot of proof here, but instead you're going the negative route. So it's making me believe, Marie, that you're trying to support Miss T for whatever reason. And that's fine. Support who you want to support. But it's not, what you're putting out there is not making any sense to me. Apparently, my mountain full of proof means nothing to some people. Because, see, what these people really want, they don't care about my GNA. They don't care about anything besides getting back at me. for whatever. I haven't done wrong to any of these people. They just want to try to destroy me because they're miserable fucks. That's all it boils down to. From what I know, I can see both sides winning. I don't understand. She can win if she changes her name to Authentic Networking Association. She can keep doing exactly what she's doing, just change the name and the logo. Don't use the star logo. Don't use my name. All she has to do is change the name and change the logo. Get a new domain name, update the business license, update the LLC, the incorporate it, and keep doing what she's doing. Ma'am, keep doing what you're doing. If you enjoy doing it, go right ahead. Just change your name. Authentic Networking Association, ANA. Anna for short. And I think Coach Jay would like that name because that's his woman's name. The Anna Networking Association, right? Anna standing for Authentic Networking Association. I mean, I can see either side winning. No, I don't think the woman will win anything. I think the judge will know what happened, but we'll just make it so that Eli is protected the easiest way. Okay, that would make sense, Michael. Richard T. How can you see either side winning? Let me ask you this, Richard T. What do you think that Miss T has that would make her win over me running this business since 2011, having filed taxes for the last 9 years with my federal employer identification number, having a seller's permit since 2016, having two domain names, genuinenetworkingassociation.org and genuinenetworkingassociation.com for over 10 years? I don't understand what your logic and reasoning is. I don't get you folks. You folks have no pea brains. Or you have a pea brain. Sorry, you just don't have a brain. You folks just, honestly, you folks are really negative people. You folks, really don't want to be helpful to honest people. All you folks want to see is stupid, attacking bullshit on YouTube. That's all you want to see is drama. And you want to see people get hurt. And you want to see people cry and get triggered. It's pathetic. It's stupid as dumb. From what I know, you lost your trademark when she filed it. Nope, that's not. So who'd you hear that from, Richard T? Because here's again what happened. You don't pay attention, Richard. You don't fucking pay attention. All right? I had a trademark. I lost my trademark in 2020, long before this came about. Because of the 6-year period, the United States Patent and Trademark Office sends you an email asking you to update a few things to continue for the rest of the 10-year, period. Registered trademarks are good for 10 years, and then you renew them. But at the 6-month period, to continue through the last 4 years, you have to answer a few questions. And I missed that email, and I missed all the other emails. I was busy. I was going through a lot during that point, and they canceled it. Well, I immediately reapplied, and I was in a trademark pending status for 3.5 years. I even hired a trademark attorney because there was another trademark that was using the acronym GNA, which more than one people can use that acronym for a different meaning. But the USPTO was saying our businesses were too similarly written in nature, and there was a likelihood of confusion. So after 3.5 years, they abandoned my application. That happened the first week of December. When that happened, I figured out what happened, and I reapplied on December 7th, immediately. Now, during that time, If Miss T would have gone on there and applied before me, then she possibly could have, gotten it, right? But I reapplied, and I'm now once again, if you go and search on the USPTO website before you run your mouth, Richard, I have a trademark pending again since December 7th of 2023. And Miss T never filed for a registered trademark. And once that gets approved, more than likely by the end of this year, it'll be retroactive until it'll be retroactive back from the date of the application, December 7th, 2023. So then I can even go back and file for trademark infringement back then. So anything that she's done, once I get it approved, if it's still being in use, I can file trademark infringement. Does that make sense, Richard T? Because everyone else that would explain this would do it to make it sound like it's their benefit. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, Richard T. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you have common law trademark rights. Okay? Someone doesn't have to have a registered trademark to own the rights to their business. A federal trademark gives you the best protection, but you don't have to have it. You have what's called common law trademark rights. And if she knowingly filed for a business license, knowingly filed it that I was using the name, then she's committing fraud. You can't sit there and tell me, Richard, that she made up that name and just out of the blue decided to file for a business license in Redwood City where I live when she lives in Florida. Don't fuck with me, Richard. Seriously, don't fuck with me. Don't sit here and play bullshit games with me because I'll throw you out of here. There's a rule that will give you grace as long as you can show history. This is regarding the business license. Yeah, I've been dealing with the city of Redwood City regarding that, and they've been giving me the runaround. So I'm going to have to probably, if this doesn't get resolved by the courts, I'm going to probably have to hire an attorney to handle the business license thing. So there you go. Eli, I know what I'm talking about. You will be fine. Show the history. I've already contacted the city of Redwood City, Jenny. I even gave them my federal employer identification number. They asked me for it. I showed proof, and they didn't do a damn thing about it. Okay? I think, from what I remember, they told me to contact an attorney or something. So I'm going to have to contact an attorney. Unless a judge forces them to do it. Right? So we'll see what happens in court. I'm waiting to see what happens in court. Once I see what happens in court, I will handle the rest. That's what I'm going to do. You have until Tuesday, 3:01 a.m. Eastern, 12:01 a.m. Pacific, to accept my settlement with no monetary damages. All you have to do, ma'am, all you have to do is stop using the business, cancel everything, or change the name to the ANA, like I said. Agree to a stay-away order, a permanent one, signed by the judge. Okay? And then dismiss your suit. Right? Drop your suit against me. You'd have to do all three of those things. Drop the suit, Stop using my business name. Change it to the ANA or whatever you want to change it to. And agree to a permanent stay-away order. Then you have to write it all up, get it notarized, get it filed with the courts, get the judge to approve it, and then I'll sign it once it's notarized and approved by the judge, in our case within San Mateo County. And then we can settle with you not having to pay any monetary damages. If you don't take care of this or agree to this by this Tuesday at 3:01 a.m. Eastern, then my original settlement offer applies, which is the same thing, but then it's going to be $5,000 in monetary damages after Tuesday. And if we go to court, then it's the full $10,000. And then roll the dice with the judge, which could include you facing fraud charges for business identity theft. And I also have a police report. I have all this. So to any of you out there that want to come out here and you think you're like crime detectives or you're business detectives or whatever, right? You know, just think about it. Put yourself in my shoes. I've built this since 2011. And for you folks out here, for most of you to not give a care to somebody working hard to build something, if you don't give a care, right? And all you're trying to do is trying to knock someone like me down that's just been trying to create something great since 2011, then I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think about you. I don't know what kind of human beings you are. I don't. I'm saddened. I am saddened by the state of humanity nowadays. I really am. You can file in any state regardless of which state you reside in. I'm not saying you can't, Marie, but she intentionally filed in Redwood City to block me. She knew I had the business name. So that's the problem. The problem is she's creating business identity theft and fraud. Okay? That's all. If you can't see it that way, I don't know what to tell you. If you're trying to justify fraud here, then that's the kind of person you are, Marie, so be it. I'm a man of morals, values, and ethics. Most people don't give a shit about that anymore. Most people out here just care about, getting their drama fixed so they can dwell over their own pathetic, miserable lives. That's the truth of the matter. No one likes it when I say that, but that's the absolute truth, right? And most of the stuff I've heard here today from you people that don't know who I am is very unreasonable. It's very irrational and unreasonable. And that goes to show me that you folks are just here to troll and hate. That's it. I believe if the judge makes you change your business name out of an effort to streamline the process, the judge will give you an option to file for damages related to you having to do it. That doesn't make any sense, dude. Why would the judge say, okay, you change your name? No, have her change her name. I've got a tax ID with the feds. I've got a seller's permit with the state of California. I've got my domain names. I've got everything except the business license. She should have to change her stuff. That's all she has to do is change her stuff. That's on her, not me. I've been established since 2011. She's been defrauding me since the end of 2023. Come on, man. Think about it. I'm going to go because the ridiculousness of some of the people here, it's just asinine. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.